to know why should we study motivation. So to better understand human behavior, we need to learn about different theories of motivation. Over the years, researchers have studied this topic and developed several theories that explain why people feel motivated. These theories help managers create strategies and to improve employees' performance and increase productivity in organizations. So, in this lesson, we will focus on three main points on motivational theories. We have three motivational theories. First is the Maslow hierarchy of needs. This theory explains how human needs influence motivation and starting from basic survival needs to personal growth. And the next important theory of motivation is Hertzberg two-factor theory. And in this theory, it looks at what factors lead to job satisfaction and what causes dissatisfaction. And the third one of motivational theories is Vroom's expectancy theory. This theory suggests that people are motivated when they believe their efforts will be desired rewards. By understanding these theories, managers can develop better ways to encourage employees, improve productivity, and create positive work environments. So, first we have to know the meaning and definition. What is motivation? Understanding motivation, let us start with a simple question. What is motivation? Think about what makes you wake up in the morning, study for an exam, or work towards a goal. This drives force behind your actions is called a motivation. And motivation is a process that starts, directs, and keeps our actions going towards a goal. It is what pushes people to do things, whether it is satisfy basic needs like hunger or to achieve something bigger like career success. So, different views of motivation. Many experts have studied motivation and provided different definitions. Like Petrie in 1996, he says that motivation is how we start, guide, and continue activities to meet our physical or psychological needs. Then Gulford explained it is an internal condition that pushes us to take action and keep going. And in the workplace, Stephen Robbins defines motivation as a willingness to put in high effort to achieve company goals. So, in the simple terms, motivation is the inner energy that drives us to take actions. So we have to know where does the word motivation comes from. Here, something interesting. The word motivations comes from the Latin word that is movere, which means to move. This makes perfect sense because motivation is what moves people into actions. So, for example, how motivation works in real life. Let us take a simple example. Imagine you are feeling hungry. What happens next? Hunger is a physical need and it is motivates you to find food. And if your favorite meal isn't available, you will look for an alternative like fruits to satisfy your hungry. So this shows how motivation guides behavior to fulfill a need. So motivation in the workplace, how we can apply this motivation in the workplace. So just like hunger pushes us to eat, different factors motivate people at different work. Employees may be motivated by salary and financial reward, recognition and appreciation, career growth opportunities, and personal satisfaction. So, when managers understand what motivates their employees, they can create a better work environment where people feel encouraged to give their best effort. So, here, what we have learned is motivation is a powerful force that influences everything we do, whether in school or at work or in a daily life. Understanding motivation helps us to stay focused and work harder and achieve our goals. So the next process is we are moving to the next step that is motivational process. So here now that we understood that motivation is what is the motivation is, and let's explore how it works. So the motivation process begins with a need that can be physiological, like hunger or thirst, or psychological, like the need for recognition or success. A need arises when something is missing, creating an imbalance in our body or mind. To restore balance, we take an action. So how motivation works? So it's a cycle. It's we are calling it as a motivational cycle. That is, first need will occur, then it goes to the drive, then to the goal directed behavior, then it moves to the goal achievement, and lastly it moves to the drive reduction. So let us break down into step by step how it is formed. So first is a need. So here, need is a lack of something essential. It creates a state of imbalance. For example, if you haven't eaten all day and your body lacks energy. So the next one need goes to the drive. That is drive. A drive is a feeling of tension or urgency caused by an unsatisfied need. This pushes us to take an action. For example, you start feeling hungry, which creates a strong urge to find food. So first is a need, then it goes to the drive, then the third step is the goal directed behavior. So here goal directed behavior means you take an action to satisfy the need. For example, you go to the kitchen and make a sandwich. So you have taken the action for your need. So now we are going to the fourth step, that is goal achievement. You reached your goal and fulfill the need. For example, you ate the sandwich and your hungry disappears. So goal is achieved here. Then the next step is the drive reduction. So once the goal is achieved, the drive is reduced and your body returns to the balanced state. So you feel full and stop looking for food. So here, sometimes people use the term need and drive interchangeably, but they are slightly different. So here, need refers to the physical state of deprivation, for example, lack of food, water, or sleep. And drive refers to the psychological feeling of urgency caused by the need. That is, feeling hungry, thirsty, or tired. So here we have learned about the process of motivation is like a cycle. It keeps us moving towards our goal. So whether it hunger or ambition or personal growth, every action we take is derived by a need. So we are going to learn the theories of motivation, how it can be applied in our daily lives, in the work situations. So psychologists have spent years studying why people behave the way they do at work and in life. Through research, they have developed different motivational theories to help us understand what drives human behavior. So these theories are broadly classified into two categories, that is content theories and process theories. So content means here need-based theories focus on what motivates people, and process theories focus on how motivation works. So here first content theory says, why do people need in order to stay motivated? So content theory is also called as need-based theory, focus on the specific need that push people to take action. These theories suggest that when a person has a unmet need, they feel tension, which drives him to act until the need is fulfilled. So here key point is need-based motivation theories also include Maslow hierarchy of needs. People have 5 levels of needs from basic food, shelter to advanced, that is self-fulfillment. And the next theory is Alfred ERG theory, similar to Maslow, but simplifies needs into 3 categories, that is existence, relatedness, and growth. And Mackland acquired needs theory focuses on these main motivation theories, and that is on achievement, power, and affiliation. So here, Herzberg two-factor theory explains that job satisfaction and dissatisfaction comes from different factors. That is, hygiene factors like salary and job security prevent dissatisfaction, and motivators like recognition and achievement drive people to hard work. And why these theories are important? We have to know that why these theories are important. So here managers uses them to identify employees' needs and create a work environment which keeps them motivated. So the process theories of motivation is like how does motivation actually work? So while content theories explain what motivates people, process theories focus on how motivation happens. These theories describe the mental processes people go through when deciding how much effort to put into a task. So here, some key points of a process-based motivation theories includes Adam equity theory. People compare their efforts and rewards with others. If they feel treated unfairly, they adjust their behavior. And Bloom's expectancy theory is motivation depends upon where people believe their efforts will lead to a good performance and valuable rewards. So Loki goal setting theory, it sets setting clear, specific, and challenging goals, leading to higher motivation and better performance. And Porter Lawler model, it's a more detailed version of Bloom's theory, explaining that effort, performance, and rewards are all connected. So we have to know why these theories are important. So managers use these theories to understand how people make decisions and about their effort and how to design effective reward system. So now we are moving to Maslow motivational theory. So have you ever wondered why people do what they do? Why do we first think about food, then we move to hunger, then we are hungry when we are hungry, but later focus on building friendships or achieving success? To answer this, I can say that Abraham Maslow is a well-known psychologist, created a theory called Maslow hierarchy of needs. This theory explains that human motivation follows a pattern. We fulfill our basic needs first, then move to the higher level of goals. So Maslow introduced this idea in his book Motivation and Personality in 1954 and categorized human needs into five levels. Later, his model was updated into seven levels. That is Maslow five original level of needs. So Maslow arranged human needs in a pyramid where basic needs must be satisfied first before motivating towards higher level needs. So first one is here physiological needs, that is basic survival needs. So these are the basic and essential needs for human survival. Without these, life itself it's a risk. So these are food, water, air, sleep, shelter, and reproduction. So, for example, a person who doesn't eaten for days will only focus on finding food rather than making friends or achieving career goals. So the next hierarchy is safety and security needs. So once the physiological needs are met, the next priority is safety, both physical and emotional. So that is job security, financial stability, health and medical care, protection from danger, that is laws, policies and security, and emotional security, stable environment and no stress. So, for example, a person with a stable income and a safe place to live with new start thinking about emotional security like job stability and good health insurance. So, the next point is the social need, that is love and belongingness. So once person feels safe, the next important need is social connection, the feeling loved and accepted. So here, friendship, romantic relationship, family bonds, and social groups will come into the picture, like clubs, work teams, online communications, etc. So, for example, after securing a job and a house, a person start looking for companionship, friends, or social activities to feel a set of belongingness. So next point, we are moving to the esteem needs, that is respect and recognition. So after fulfilling social needs, people want to feel valued and respected. So Maslow divided esteem into two categories, that is lower self-esteem needs, that is reputation, status, recognition, and fame and prestige, and higher esteem needs like self-respect, that is confidence, achievement, and independence. So, for example, someone might work hard for a promotion at work, not just for the money, but for respect and recognition from others. So the last need is a self-actualization, becoming your best self. So at the highest level, people strive to reach their full potential and do what makes them truly happen. This is self-actualization. That is creativity, personal growth, achievement dreams, and making a difference in the world. For example, a person who has everything, job, job security, relationship, might focus on personal growth by learning new skills, traveling, or pursuing a passion. So Maslow updated hierarchy of needs in 2010. So he had updated his theory over time. Psychologists revised Maslow model based on modern research. The new pyramid includes 7 levels with changes at the top. So these are physiological needs, that is water, food, air, and sleep, and self-protection, safety, security, and health, and affiliation, love, friendship, and confidence, and mate acquisition, which means finding a romantic partner, and mate retention, that means maintaining relationships and marriage, and parenting, and that means raising children, uh, passing on knowledge. So what changed here? Instead of self-actualization, began to the top goal, reproduction and family life becomes the ultimate human need. The researchers believes that in evolution, survival and reproduction are the most important human drives. So why this Maslow's theory is important. So we have to know that it helps in personal growth. That is understanding what motivates you at the different stages of life, and useful in the workplace. So managers can create a better work environment by identifying employees' need, and it improves the mental health. So fulfilling needs can lead to stress and dissatisfaction, and applies to marketing and business. So companies use Maslow's model to understand customer behavior. So here we have learned about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which teaches us that motivation is not a random, it follows a pattern starting from the basic survival to personal growth and social fulfillment. Then we are going to the Herzberg two-factor theory. What are the updates in this theory? So this theory helps us understand what makes employees satisfied and motivated at work. This theory was introduced by Herzberg in his book Work and the Nature of the Man in 1966, based on the study he conducted with the engineers and accountants. So let's begin with a simple question like what makes you happy and satisfied at work? What makes you happy and satisfied at work? And what makes you unhappy and dissatisfied? So you might say that things like salary, promotion, recognition, or good work conditions Hertzberg discovered sometimes very interesting the factors that make employees happy, that is, motivators, are not the same as the factors that make them unhappy, that is, hygiene factors. So, two types of work factors are there. In Hertzberg identified two categories of factors that influence motivation in the workplace. So that is hygiene factors, that is dissatisfiers. These are extrinsic factors, meaning that come from outside the person. They don't directly motivate employees, but their absence causes dissatisfaction. Think of these as a basic necessities at work. So, examples of hygiene factors are salary and benefits, company policies and administration, working conditions and job security, relationship with co-workers and supervisors. So here we have learned about if these factors are missing, employees become dissatisfied, but even if they are present, they don't necessarily make employees motivated. So the next point in Ersberg theory is motivators is a satisfiers, that is, these are intrinsic motive factors, meaning they come from within the person. They are related to the job itself and the cell and the help increases motivation, production, and job satisfaction. And the examples of these motivators are achievement, recognition, goal, growth, and career advancement, responsibility, meaningful work. And the key point here is these factors truly motivate employees. If they are present, employees feel fulfilled and perform better. So, from Herzberg theory, we can take the key points like hygienic factors prevent dissatisfaction, but they didn't create motivation. And motivators inspire employees to work harder and be more engaged. And a workplace needs both hygiene factors and motivators for employees to be happy and productive. So, thinking about a clean and comfortable classroom, having chairs, wood, lighting, and fresh air doesn't make students excited to learn. But if these things were missing, they would be very unhappy. The real motivation comes from engaging lessons, interesting topics, and achieving good grades in the class. So, how can employees apply Herzberg theory in their workplace? So, managers and organizations can use this theory to create a motivated and satisfied workforce by ensuring hygienic factors are in the place. For example, fair salaries, job security, safe working conditions, and providing motivators like recognition, opportunities for growth, and challenging work, and encouraging job enrichment, job enlargement, and job rotation to make work more meaningful. So now we have completed two of the theories, that is Maslow hierarchy of needs and Herzberg theory. And now we are moving to the Bloom's expectancy theory, how motivation drives behavior. So, have you ever wondered why some employees put in extra effort while others do the bare minimum? They do so, people stay late to finish a project while others leave right at 5 p.m. So, Victor Room answered these questions with his expectancy theory, which explains how people make choices based on expected outcomes. So, unlike Maslow and Herzberg, who focused on needs, Bloom's focused on rewards, that is, outcomes, what they are going to get, and how people weight their efforts against the potential benefits. The key idea of expectancy theory is Bloom's theory suggests that people make conscious choices in their behavior based on the likelihood of achieving a desired outcome in simple words, we can say that if I put in effort, will I succeed? If I succeed, will I be rewarded? Do I even care about the reward? This theory applies especially in workplaces where employees decide how much effort to put into their job based on what they are expected to get in return. So the three elements of expectancy theory are expectancy, that is effort or efforts which leads to performance. That is the definition, the belief that putting in more effort will lead to better performance. The example for this is if an employee thinks that working extra hours will improve their job project quality, they are more likely to put in the extra effort. What affects expectancy? So here, right resources, for example, tools, time, and training should be there, and right skills and right knowledge should be there, and right support from supervisors is very essential. And instrumentality, which means performance, which leads to rewards. So here, definition is the beliefs that performing well will lead to reward. So, for example, for instrumentality is if an employee thinks that good performance will lead to rise or promotion, they will be motivated to perform well. So, what affects this instrumentality? So, clear understanding of reward policies, trust in managers to be fair, and transparency in the reward processes. And the next one is a Lavens, which is a value of reward. Here, value of reward means the value an individual places on the reward. So, for example, if an employee values money more than recognition, a bonus will be more motivating than a public reward. So, here, what affects balance means personal preferences and goals, individual needs, that is, financial stability and career growth. So Bloom's formula for motivation is Bloom's combined these three factors into simple formula, that is motivation equal to expectancy into instrumentality into balance. So if any of these factors is zero, motivation will also be zero. So for example, if an employee doesn't believe their effort will be lead to success, they don't be motivated, no matter how valuable the reward is. So examples of expectancy theory at work are high motivation scenario, that is a sales representative believes that making more calls will result in more deals closed, and they are highly valued and commission bonus. Result is here high motivation, uh, high motivation to make extra calls. And the next one is low motivation scenario. That is, an employee works hard but knows that promotions are based on favorism, not performance. Low instrumentality will leads. And the result here is they stop putting in extra effort because they don't believe it will lead to reward. So, how organizations can apply expectancy theory? To keep employees motivated, companies should ensure employees to have a high risk, high skills and resources to succeed, and create a fair and transparent reward system, and offer meaningful rewards that employees actually care about. And I want to conclude this theory by Bloom's then about rewards, but about how people perceive the connection between effort, performance, and outcome. So, if organizations want motivated employees, they must ensure that employees believe their effort leads to success and performance is fairly rewarded and rewards match employees' needs. So by this, I have completed theories of motivation. Then next we are going to the next unit, that is groups. That is at unit 10, that is on groups. So understanding groups in the organization is very essential. So first we have to know what are groups. So At its simplest, a group is a just people together in the same place at the same time, like passengers on the bus or students in the class. But in the organization, the definition of group is much deeper. So, the definition of the group in organization, according to the Marvin Shaw, a group is two or more people who interact with each other in a way that they influence and are influenced by one another. So, this definition of the group in organization highlights the key points, that is interaction. Group members must communicate and work together. Just begin in the same room doesn't make people a group, but mutual influence, that is each member affect others in the group and the group works towards the shared goals. So, for example, co workers sitting next to each other but working separately are not a group. A team collaborating on the project where everything input matters, that is a group. And the characteristics of the group includes two or more members, common goal or objectives and interdependence, that is members rely on each other and interaction and communication should be there, and collective success or failure will happen in the group. And why do groups matter in the organization? We have to know about this point also, that group helps achieve complex goals that individuals may struggle to accomplish one, and teams bring diverse skills, experiences, and perspective to problem solving, and group influence individual behavior, shaping how people think and act within the organization. And group behavior means here how groups act together. The behavior of the group refers to how individuals in the group interact and influence each other. Group behavior can be positive or collaboration, teamwork, or negative, means conflicts and groupthink. And the group set their own norms, that is, unwritten rules that shape member behavior. And members may behave differently inside the group than they do outside it. For example, of the group behavior is a labor strike is an example of the group action. Workers act together within the shared goal, influencing each other decisions. And why do groups disband? The group may disband when it has achieved its goal, it has failed or achieved its goal, and it decides to pursue a new goal. So the nature of the group. Now we are moving to know about the nature of the group. So understanding group dynamics and group behavior in organization is very crucial, is important. And imagine you are on the bus with a group of strangers while you are all in the same place at the same time. Does that mean that group organization sense? Not necessarily. A real group is not just a collection of individuals, it's a team working together, a common goal. That is where members interact and influence each other. So, why do groups form in the organization? In any workplace, one person cannot be do everything alone. Organizations forms groups to complete tasks efficiently, solve problems together, improve communication and coordination, provide social and psychological support. So, think about a sport team. If each player only focuses on their own skill without working together, would they win games? No, probably not. The same applies to the workplace groups. So, group personality, the power of group personality. A group is more than just the sum of its individuals. It has its own group personality. So it's also known as syntaxity. So what is syntaxity? It's the unique identify and effectiveness of the group. When people work together, their combined efforts produce better results than if they work alone. This is called synergy. The key characteristics of group includes common motivation and goal. People come together because they share common needs and objectives. For example, a student from study groups to prepare for exam, or employees from project team to complete assignment. And the interaction among members. Like a group only exists if members communicate and interact. Just sitting in the same room doesn't make a group. There must be teamwork. And mutual influence and support should be there in the groups. Each group member influence others, and in turn this influenced by them. Think of work team. If one person is motivated and work harder, it can inspire others to do the same. And should know what motivates people to join groups. People join groups for different reasons, which are broadly classified into biogenic needs, which is basic survival needs, which includes hunger, thirst, shelter. For example, a group of employees sharing lunch together for social bonding, and sociogenic needs like social and psychological needs, which includes recognition, power, belongingness, and status. For example, employees forming a union to demand better wages. So, understanding social interaction and group behavior, first we must know what is social interaction. So, imagine you are in the classroom, you talk to your friend, share ideas, and work on assignments together. This exchange of thoughts and emotions and behavior is called social interaction. So, unlike the simple action, there only one person is involved. Social interaction is a two-way or multiple ways process where individuals respond and influence each other. So, how does this interaction help in group formation? So it's an important point. So where when people with common goal or interest start interacting regularly, they naturally form groups. For example, students in the study group prepared for an examination, or employees working together on a project, or sports team practicing for a tournament. So, through interaction, group members should have influence and support one another and share knowledge, skills, and experiences, and they develop a sense of belongingness and teamwork. So, efforts of social interaction on psychological functions. So, social interaction affects how we think, feel, and behave, and it influences emotions, how we feel about others in the group, that is, friendship, trust, or even competition. And perception, how we see ourselves and others as leaders, followers, or equal members. And thinking and learning, adopting new ideas, behaviors, and values from the group. And imagination, shaping our thought based on the discussion and experiences within the group. So we should know developing attitudes through interaction. How it develops the attitudes through interaction. So as we engage within the group, we develop attitudes about the group and its members. These attitudes can be positive, like respect, and admiration, or negative feelings like conflict, rivalry, etc. For example, if a student always helps others in the study group, they might be seen as a leader. On the other hand, if someone refuses to participate, they may be seen as disengaged. Then the feeling of oneness in the group, how it occurs. So, one of the most important aspect of the group is a feeling of unity and belongingness. This is often described as we feeling. So, why this is important? You should know it makes the group stronger and more cohesive, and it helps members work together common goal, and it creates loyalty and team spirit. So, for example, in a football team, players feel a sense of pride and unity when wearing their team jersey. This same feeling exists in companies, schools, and even families. So, competition between the groups means Just like political parties or sport teams, groups often become stronger when they compete against other groups. This competition can motivate members to perform better and stay united. So the role of leader in the group. However, what is the role of the leader in the group? This is also an important point we have to learn. So every group has a person who guides, influences, and organizes the member. This person is called a leader. So what makes a good leader? What are the qualities he should have to become a leader? A leader should have qualities such as intelligence and decision making skills, ability to motivate others, good communication skills, and confidence and problem solving abilities. So, the situation leader means, interestingly, leadership is often situational, meaning a person can be a leader in one situation and a follower in another. So, for example, a student might be a captain of the football team, leader in the sports, but in regular participation in the classroom discussion, follower in academics. So, leader plays a key role in maintaining group structure, solving conflicts, and ensuring that each one is working towards the same goal. So, the reasons for group formation, why do people join groups? So, understanding why individuals become together to form a group is essential in both the organizational behavior and general social dynamics. So, groups are fundamental part of human interactions and they serve various purposes depending upon the situation. Let us dive into the common reason people join groups. So, first point is here proximity, interaction, and influence. So, here, one of the main reason people form groups is proximity. Simply being close to one another, this often leads to the frequent interaction, which in turn makes it likely that people will form groups. The more people interaction with each other, the stronger the likelihood they will be form groups, bonds, and establish group dynamics. And the next point is the security. So, security here means another fundamental reason for joining a group is the need for security. When individuals feel insecure, being part of a group can provide assurance and reduce feeling of vulnerability. Then the next point is affiliation. So people have an inherent need to be belonging or feel connected to other who share similar interest, background or values. This is known as affiliation. And the next one is the power. Groups often Groups offer a sense of power to their members, and this can be manifest in two primary ways. That is, strength in numbers. There is an old saying, unite we stand, divide we fall. People often join groups because they know that collective efforts is more powerful than individual actions alone. And leadership is a group that leadership in a group can provide an individual with power. Even without formal authority, being a leader in the group gives an individual the ability to influence the group and make decisions. Then the next is the esteem. So joining group can also serve the purpose of enhancing an individual self-esteem. So being a part of respected or high status group can improve how people view themselves, especially when they associate with successful, influential, or high status individuals. For example, I can say that a person might see to join a prestigious organization to raise their social standard or be recognized as part of high status group. So, next, why people join the group is an important point that is task functions. Lastly, the group are often formed to perform specific tasks that are too complex for one individual to handle alone. So, here are some of the reasons for task based group performance that is, generating ideas. Many creative or problem solving tasks require input for a diverse set of population. A group brings together varied perspectives and knowledge to tackle a challenge. And coordinating effort means in large organizations, groups are often formed to coordinate effort between multiple teams and departments to ensure smooth operations. And teaching and mentoring. So, here, experienced group members often come together to teach newcomers or to guide others who are less familiar with specific tasks or processes. And next one is the complex decisions. Some decisions require input from multiple parties to ensure that they will informed and well is executed. And handling complex tasks contain tasks required more than one person's skills, knowledge, or experiences. A group provides the collaborative strength needed to complete a task. So, by this, we know about why people join in the groups. So, next one is the stages of group formation. Okay. So, that is here now that we know why groups are formed, it is important to understand how groups developed over time and uh, psychologist proposed a model outlining 5 stages of group development, that is forming, storming, norming, performing, and adjusting. So here, this is the initial stage of the group development. At this point, group members get to know each other and began to understand the goal and the of the group. And storming means here the storming stage, conflicts and disagreements often rise. This is a phase where group members began to push boundaries, test roles, and assert their opinions. And norming means here once a group has navigated the storming phase, it enters the norming phase. During this phase, members began to resolve conflicts and develop stronger working relationships. And coming to the forming, in the forming stage, the group reaches its highest level of functionality. Members are now working collaboratively and effectively towards the group goals. And the next one is the adjourning. So here, adjourning stage, sometimes called as mooring stage, occurs when the group has accomplished its goals or when the group disbands. At this point, the group members may feel a sense of loss or sadness as they separate after working closely together. Okay, then now we are moving to the functions of groups, that is factors contributing to group functions like satisfaction of the need, hobbies and interest, health and fitness, economic or professional needs. And group have primary and secondary needs, that is primary need, these are essential needs that are tied to the core objectives of the group. And secondary needs, these are additional desires that may arise as members' participation. For example, some members may want recognition, prestige, or new social connections. So, next one is the loyalty of the member. Loyalty is a crucial factor for the smooth functioning of any group. Loyalty refers to the sense of attachment and commitment members feel towards the group, and this loyalty is closely tied to how well the group satisfies their essential needs, which could include both social and biological needs. And the next point is the belief in the group. So another factor that contributes to group function is the shared belief system that exists within the group. So here, shared values and beliefs means a group beliefs reflect what is important to its members. This belief are usually aligned with the dominant members' values or in the leader's vision. So selecting a group means people are naturally drawn to groups those beliefs align with their own. Okay. Then now we are moving to the topic types of groups. So here, types of groups in the organization. In any organization, groups are formed to promote interaction, cooperation, and help achieve an organizational objectives. The type of group an individual is a part and of depends upon the structure, purpose, and the role of the members. These are two primary types of group, that is formal groups and informal groups. Here, formal groups are Formal groups are structured and created by the organization. These groups are designed with specific objectives, are formed to help organization met its goals. And informal groups members have defined roles, responsibilities, and expectations that guide their behavior. So the subtypes of formal groups are command groups, interest groups, and the characteristics of formal groups are clear roles and responsibilities, and establishing rules and regulations, goal orientation, more permanent structure. And the second one is the informal groups. So, informal groups are not created by the organization but arise naturally when individuals come together based on their shared interests. So, friendship or personal connections, these groups do not have formal structure or design roles, and their activities are not directly aimed at achieving the organization objectives. And the subtypes of these informal groups are task groups and friendship groups. And the characteristics of informal groups are spontaneous and flexible, no defined roles and less structure, and transfer, transitory nature. These are all transitory nature. And the relationship between the formal and informal groups are often closely related within the organization. Informal groups may form within the formal groups, and relationships and created in formal groups and influence the functioning of formal groups. And how formal groups and informal groups interact means the formal groups, like a team employees working on the project, might hold meeting and follow a set agenda. And similarly, during an event organized by a formal group like a company seminar, employees might attend social gatherings, and afterwards, such as a dinner or tea, whether the interactions become formal. Then now we are moving to the types of groups in the organizations. Already we have know about these groups, primary and secondary groups, inner group, in group and out group, autocratic and democratic groups, membership and reference groups. So first we'll know about primary groups and secondary groups. So different primarily in the level of personal interaction and emotional connections between the members. Primary groups are and secondary groups, in group and out group, and autocratic and democratic groups. Groups can also different in the ways they are managed and how decisions are made, which brings us to autocratic and democratic groups. So here, autocratic groups, the leader holds all the power and decision-making authority. The leader controls the group's activities, and members typically have little input or say in the decision-making process. And in democratic groups, power is more evenly distributed, and every member has a say in the work in the group activities. The leader in the democratic group encourages participation, and decisions are made through group consensus. And the next point is the membership and reference group. So, a membership group is a group to which a person actually belongs, while a reference group is a group that an individual identifies with, even if they are not a formal member. So, here, membership groups consist of people to whom an individual is directly affiliated, either formally or informally. Membership groups have a direct impact on an individual behavior, attitudes, and values. For example, an employee working in a company is a part of the membership group. Their behavior and actions are influenced by the norms and the values that of the group. And the reference groups is a group that an individual looks up or identifies with, even if they are not a member. These behavior and influence an individual decisions. And the concept of role, status, norms, and cohesiveness in the groups. So, what are group roles? So, here role means simply the expected behavior from someone in a specific positions in the group. It could refers to what someone is supposed to do, how they are supposed to act, and how they should contribute to the group success. And there are three main types of group roles, that is task oriented roles, relationship oriented roles, and individual roles. Okay. So we should know what influences status. There are several factors that determine a person's status in a group, which include position in the group or organization, individual characteristics, and group contribution and external factors. And the types of groups, we have formal and achieved status, informal groups, and status inquiry, and status and group effectiveness is also is there, that is high status member lead, and potential for negative impact, and status and group norms are there, and cultural differences and status are followed in the group. So here group norm emerges as a way for a group to manage behavior and ensure that all members are on the same page. They serve several important purposes like consistency, group cohesion, and guidelines for behavior. And now we are going to the summary. So here, cohesiveness is the bond that keeps a group together and motivates its members to work together common goals. Several factors influence group cohesiveness include group size, time spent together, dependence on each other, and shared external challenges. And consequences of cohesiveness includes active participation, better communication, higher productivity, and personal satisfaction. Thank you one and all for your patience listening. By this, we have covered Unit 9 and Unit 10. So that is Unit 9 is theories of motivation and Unit 10 is groups. Thank you.